Good morning. So now we are going to talk about the sacred geometry of Hindu temples, fractal geometry and temple models. At the beginning, I am going to share an experience that I once had. I'd once seen a 3D holographic laser projection. A hologram is produced on a high resolution photographic plate using monochromatic, that is single color laser and optics, and that too without using any camera. Three-dimensional holographic image is then projected using that photographic film and monochromatic laser. Now, if we cut that photographic film, the negative, into 4 pieces, each piece of that original negative will still give the entire image. Now, even if you cut that smaller piece into still smaller pieces, each piece will still give you the entire image. Each fragment of that original negative contains the information of the whole. The Greek word holo is the combining form meaning whole or entire. A hologram actually stores the interference pattern of the laser light reflected from the object. Now you must be wondering why I am describing holographic laser images. Now it will soon become clear why I have shared my experience with you. Now we will begin our talk with Purnam Shanti mantra from Ishavasya Upanishad. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnya Mudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now what is the meaning of this sloka? Supreme Being, Paramatma, is complete, Purna. It means that it is self-reliant. It does not depend on any other agency for its existence. The same way, our Atma, which is a fragment of the Supreme Being, Paramatma, is also complete and has the same characteristics as those of the Paramatma. It means our Atma is a replica of the Paramatma or the Supreme Being. Supreme Being Paramatma is Anant. Hence, when we take a small fragment from the infinite, it still remains complete or Purna. According to ancient Hindu Sankhya school of philosophy, Sankhya Darshan Shastra, cosmos is holonomic. Now, what is the meaning of the word holonomic? This means that the structure of the cosmos replicates, that is, it is self-similar at ever decreasing scales. It means it is self-similar or replicates itself at ever decreasing scales. Like a hologram, each fragment of the cosmos is complete in itself and contains all the information of the whole. Now, according to Sankhya Darshan Shastra, the entire cosmos can be visualized in a microscopic capsule called the Pind Brahmand. कण में भी आपको ब्रह्मांड के दर्शन होंगे. That microcosm has the entire information of the macrocosm or the Brahmand. That microcosm has the same structure or it replicates the structure of the Brahmand. Hence it is known as the Pind Brahmand. Now you must be understanding why I describe my experience with holographic projections. Now there are parallels between modern physics and ancient Hindu philosophy. Our ancient Indian sages, our Rishi, had laid down the rules or the canons for art and architecture. In this, they had said that all man-made objects and structures should maintain harmony with the Brahmand or the cosmos. So, whatever objects or structures humans create, they should not create disharmony with the cosmos. It should be in harmony with the cosmos. In accordance with the traditional Hindu temples, in accordance with this philosophy, traditional Hindu temples are symbolic representations of the model of the cosmos. A small part of the temple should be a replica. It should be self-similar to the whole. Now, Vastu Shastras had laid down rules and procedures for preparing the designs of the temples. In the 11th century, scholar king of Malwa, Raja Bhoj, had written one such manual, Samrangan Sutradhar. This Granth Samrangan Sutradhar laid down procedures for designing palace, temples, houses, town planning, etc. It had instructions for the Vastu Shilpi, the artist, everyone. It also had instructions for constructing construction machinery. Yeah. Ancient Indian engineers, Vastukar, were expert geometrists. They used their skills in creating detailed layouts of the temples and in constructing and building them. Now, let us undertake one activity to understand the kind of geometry that was used in preparing the layouts of the temples. Now, in the first image that you see on the screen, you can see a simple equilateral triangle. In the second step, join the midpoints of all the sides of the triangle and then remove the central triangle. In the next step, you repeat the same procedure for the new triangles and remove the central part. Then repeat the same procedure. Then again repeat the same procedure. Now you get a very complicated, a complex, sophisticated design. Now every part of this complex figure we just created is a replica of the whole. The design evolves with each step we execute. Now this kind of pattern is known as the Sierpinski's gasket. The geometry of self-replicating shapes that we just created is known as fractal geometry. You find such patterns or geometrical shapes all across nature. They can be found in the clouds, the coastlines, river delta, lightning, icicles that are formed on your window pane, mountain ranges, leaves of fern, cyclones, hurricanes, and much more. Now let's have a look at one more fractal pattern or one more fractal design. Here you can see the construction of a Sierpinski's carpet. Divide the square into 9 smaller squares and take out the central square. Repeat the same procedure. Now again repeat the same procedure. Now you can continue ad infinitum. Now here on the screen you can see an animated GIF creating the same Sierpinski's gasket or Sierpinski's carpet. Now let us look at some more fractal patterns. Now here is the animated GIF of a coach curve. Let us move ahead and look at some more beautiful examples of fractal geometry. Now here you can see the icicles that form on a cold glass during winter season. Now here is the high voltage breakdown of on a acrylic block. Now this kind of figure is known as a Lichtenberg figure. Now here you can see a 3D flower. It also follows a fractal pattern. The word fractal geometry was coined by Benoit Mandelbrot. He was a Polish-born French-American mathematician. In the mid-60s, when he was working with IBM, he used computer software to create fractal patterns or the geometry of self-similar, self-replicating shapes. In India, fractal geometry has been implemented in art and architecture since last 1700 years. Fractal geometry has been used to create detailed layouts of temples and each and every part of temple. Intricate designs of each and every part or element of the temple structure were made using fractal geometry. Now let us look at one example where it was implemented 1000 years back. In Khajuraho, you have the majestic Kandarya Mahadev temple. The design of the shikhar of this temple has been created using fractal geometry. Here you can see the picture of the Kandarya Mahadev temple. Now this is the shikhar of the Kandarya Mahadev temple. Now we have the main shikhar, and surrounding this main shikhar you have self-similar or replicating smaller shikhar. Now besides this smaller shikhar or surrounding this smaller shikhar are still smaller self-similar much smaller shikhars, and this is repeated at a ever decreasing scale. Sun temple at Modhera, Surya Mandir at Modhera, Gujarat. Near the temple there is a kund or a tank. In India, most of the temples have a water tank wherein you have a ritual bath. Now the steps of this kund, they follow a pattern similar to Sierpinski's gasket or Sierpinski's triangle. Let us look at the picture of the staircase of the Surya Mandir at Modhera. Now here you can easily make out that it is following a pattern similar to Sierpinski's gasket. In fractal geometry, while you are creating fractal patterns, you are using iterations, means you are repeating the same procedure. Not only is the pattern being repeated at ever decreasing scales, but you are repeating the same procedure, or you are going into a loop, you are going into iteration. So here you can see the Surya Mandir at Modhera, Gujarat. You can see that the Natyagraha is not having a simple squarish layout or a rectangular layout. It has a jagged layout. So that is created using iterative or recursion. Now here you can see a 1000-year-old Ambarnath Shivalaya near Mumbai. You can see the layout, it is jagged. It is not a simple squarish or a rectangular layout. Here you can see another view of the Ambarnath Shivalaya. You can easily make out the jagged edges of the temple. Now the rest of the world, or Western mathematicians and computer scientists, they have been creating fractal images since last 50-60 years. They have been studying fractal geometry since last 60-70 years. And only since last 15-20 years they have been implementing it in art and architecture. Whereas in India, we have been doing this since last 1700 years. Indian mathematics and geometry is a valuable gift to the world.